Hey guys, this week we're going to break down what is a fiduciary and why is it one of the most important questions to ask with our investments expert and VP of Financial Education at Squire, Casey Halliley. So you're hopefully going to explain today's perhaps the most important word that people have never really paid attention to when it comes to investing. What is that word?
Yes, the word is fiduciary.
Okay. I'm sure many of our listeners have heard that word before, but might not know exactly what it means and really how it relates to investing. Do explain.
Yes, I absolutely agree. This is a word that many people have heard of, but don't pay enough attention to when they're picking a financial advisor. Financial advisors who are fiduciaries are legally and ethically bound to work in their client's best interest.
Aren't all financial advisors required to do that?
No, they're not, unfortunately. Financial advisors who are not fiduciaries may be motivated by their own commissions. If they were choosing between two different investments to recommend to their client, and one had higher fees and lower returns, they may recommend that investment so that they can earn the fee. That is not in your best interest as the client.
All right, that does seem pretty important. So this is a person who will have access to a lot of your private financial details, right? Including your bank accounts, taxes, life goals, probably lots of other things. So tell us more why fiduciaries are better, and then maybe you can explain how to figure out if your financial advisor is a fiduciary, and if not, how to find one.
Yeah, there are many reasons you should work with a fiduciary. So in addition to just having the peace of mind that is someone you can trust, particularly if you have a busy life or if you're not well versed in financial product, there is some evidence that fiduciary advisors actually help people achieve better returns in the market, because they always have to recommend investments that are in the best interest of their client. So that means that those investments probably have lower fees. And if they have lower fees and the same return, you will end up with better performance. Fiduciaries are also legally obliged to give you the facts. They tend to educate their clients instead of persuading them, which empowers you then to be able to make your own financial decisions about investments or other financial opportunities. But I would say that the most important reason you would want to work with a fiduciary is the peace of mind in knowing that they are working in your best interest and that you can trust them.
All right, so I agree with that. That sounds obviously like a choice that people should make, but still, these people are human. They have to have some inherent biases or potentially make mistakes.
Yes, obviously, of course, that's true. And it's a good point. But that's another reason I think that the fiduciary standard is important, because if a fiduciary violates their duty, you would have the ability to take legal action. If a non-fiduciary knowingly sells you a low-performing, high-fee investment or an investment that has hidden costs, you have no legal recourse. With a fiduciary, you actually have a potential for legal recourse.
All right, how do we figure out if our financial advisor is a fiduciary? And if we're looking for one, how do we find one?
Well, luckily, it's very easy to figure out if your financial advisor is a fiduciary. All you have to do is ask them. And if the answer is yes, then they are. And if the answer is, well, they start dancing around, I'm always working in your best interest, you don't have to worry, and they start dancing around the question, then they probably are not a fiduciary. So if you're looking for an advisor, a good place to start is to look for somebody who charges flat fees, like a percentage of assets or a fixed amount per year, rather than somebody that charges commissions. Because commissioned advisors are most likely to try to sell you products with complex and high fees. And if they are not a fiduciary, they can charge you commissions. Fiduciaries cannot charge commissions. And sometimes, if they are able to charge you commissions, it is very, very hard to figure out if there are hidden fees, what the commissions are. Even for a seasoned finance professional, they can be really hard to figure out. So then the other thing you also want to consider when you start a relationship with an advisor is to ask them to state in writing that he or she will act as a fiduciary at all times for retirement and non-retirement accounts.
And why is that distinction important?
Because believe it or not, brokers are not legally held to the fiduciary standard, while registered investment advisors are. But a lot of financial advisors are registered as both a broker and an RIA, a registered investment advisor. So they don't have to act as fiduciaries 100% of the time.
Okay, so that's about as clear as mud.
Yeah, exactly. But RIAs, registered investment advisors, are a really good place to start if you're looking for a financial advisor who is a fiduciary. And then just ask the question and ask them to put it in writing.
All right. Well, thanks so much again, Casey, for this. Look for fiduciary, ask the question, get it in writing. I have to assume if they're a fiduciary, that will be an easy thing for them to do, right?
Yes, I should hope so.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the More Than Money podcast. If you feel like you learned something or enjoyed this episode today, we ask you to do a few things. Number one, leave us a 5-star rating and a review on whatever platform you're listening to. If there's something you're struggling with and want us to cover, let us know in your review and we'll make sure to cover it soon. Second, make sure to follow Squire on social media and share this podcast with any workers, employees, or friends. This podcast is made possible by Squire, customized financial wellness program that will help you create a culture of care with happier and healthier employees day in and out. Whether you're a business owner, HR manager, or just someone trying to live your best life, Squire is for you. Head over to squire.com to learn more about how Squire can transform your workforce. And that's squire.com.